Mainly gray and cool with showers and storms on Thursday. Good Wednesday night, East Tennessee. David Aldrich, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center, where you can see from the ultimate Doppler radar just minutes before 8 p.m. a couple of light showers between La Follette and Clinton, maybe a few sprinkles in the heart of the valley, but most of the activity is back toward Etowah, Decatur, Spring City, and into the plateau and back toward Cookeville. In fact, if you look over the last 2 hours, the moisture trying to move from the east-southeast to the west-northwest and rotate counterclockwise around this upper level low. And tomorrow it's going to park itself here, so I think it'll be even cooler. By the way, the ultimate Doppler radar, presented by Madlock Tire Service and Auto Repair, East Tennessee's #1 tire shop and auto repair since 1953. If you need a new set of tires, maybe you need your tires rotated, maybe you just need an oil change. They're there to serve you with 5 convenient locations. Love Madlock. You got to check them out. By the way, rain's still falling around Cookeville, headed toward Nashville. It's all rotating in that counterclockwise fashion. But tomorrow, I think we're going to find a lot of clouds and even cooler weather in our future. Knoxville rain this week. If you're playing the home game version, we had over 2.5 inches on Monday. Broke a daily rainfall record, don't you know, from 1976. Took it out pretty easily. But yesterday, only 400ths. Today, 1400ths. And the normal amount for June, the entire month, mind you, is 4.25. And we're already at 4.20 so far. So I think it's with ease we're going to surpass the normal amount and maybe take a dent from the drought. The new drought monitor comes out tomorrow. We'll get some updates from NOAA on Thursday. By the way, the actual rainfall, I point out, 0.11 there in Sevierville. Some areas around Morristown may be a trace, but there are some areas between Blount and Sevier County it might have picked up an inch. But this has not been the heaviest of rain days, but I think we'll make up for that tomorrow, where many of us will pick up probably closer to a half inch. Now, the Weather Prediction Center, talking about isolated flash flooding in green, slight risk is yellow, that's scattered. So when we look at this next map, illustrated and generated by the WPC, you'll notice that everybody in East Tennessee's greens for isolated flash flooding. We're all fair game for it. But Greensboro, Charlotte, and the beaches, if you're headed there, could have some scattered flash flooding. So the better chance of flooding would be to the east. But we need to be mindful that some of us may get locally heavy rain again tomorrow. Our high temperature today came in at 77. That's what I was expecting yesterday. But this morning, I lowered it to 75. Bad move. Should have left it alone. But 77, even still, was 10 degrees below normal. 99, the record high from 1953. It is the longest day of the year. Sun sets tonight at 8:55 p.m. We did hit 79 in Oak Ridge, but the 75 that I modified to was the high in La Follette, Kingston, Maryville, Tellico Plains, and Sevierville. So a lot of folks got to 75 today. I think tomorrow will be lucky to get out of the low 70s, and many of you in the plateau may not get out of the upper 60s. You say, well, that's crazy. How do you get out of the upper 60s? Well, just look at our friends in Asheville and Greenville. They were in the upper 60s today, and I think we have that in our future for some communities tomorrow. This low is going to be parked right overhead with lots of clouds, and temperatures will be hard to move. Even though we've had some breaks in the cloud cover this afternoon and evening, and some of this is losing some of its resolution as the sun gets lower in the sky, we're going to see a lot of clouds again on Thursday. So here are the headlines. Are you ready for this? Oh, come on, really? That's what some of you are thinking or maybe saying. Even now, because we've got another cool, raw, rainy day on Thursday. Locally heavy rain expected. I know some of you are tired of it, but we didn't have much rain to talk about over the last couple of weeks. In fact, we've been 6 weeks now on the drought monitor. Tomorrow might be 7 since the data stopped on Tuesday morning. But look at this. By tomorrow at 5, another half inch, that puts us well above normal for the month of June. And some of you might be closing in on 1.5 inches if Athens were to verify. 0.85 Sevierville. We go past Thursday. Let's go into Friday. Maybe 1.5 inches for Newport. Maybe 1.5 inches in Greenville. Still could come. So there may be some locally higher amounts. But again, placement and timing may be different, but this just gives you a good sample of what may be headed our way. Now the rainfall, future rainfall over the next 7 days, highlighting some very rainy areas along the beaches. For us, we're going to watch some areas around Knoxville, maybe another 1.5 inches here, maybe the Smokies another 2, maybe areas around parts of North Carolina, another 2.5 potentially. You look back towards Charlotte, they may pick up closer, maybe around 2 inches of additional rain over the next 7 days. And again, if you're at Tybee Island, Savannah, you're going, what in the world's going on down here? 2.5, parts of Florida, maybe 5. This is it's like gully washers in some cases, but again, we have to be mindful that sun may pop out as well. It's just the way of the pattern. It's just some of the what we're watching. But it has nothing to do with the tropics. The tropics, Brett, is what we've been watching for several days now. Cindy is probably a day or two away from forming, according to the language from the National Hurricane Center. Let's start with Brett. Brett's going to be moving as he's got winds of 65 now. Not likely to become a hurricane. That was initially thought, but now you'll notice these are open circled icons. So we've got 65, which is where it is now, 60. Does it get stronger once it gets south of the Dominican Republic? No, it gets weaker. It's down to 45. May fall apart. Wind shear may tear it apart and may rain itself out down there. But this invest area could become Cindy over the next day or two, and Cindy may very well follow a similar path but then curve further north, and we are not necessarily too worried about Cindy at this point, but something to watch all the same. Storm Prediction Center, different set of colors, but essentially the same idea, isolated and scattered. If you got family around the Denver area, that's where severe weather may break out. And I want to mention, too, if you're headed to the beaches tomorrow, ooh, look at that. They're also under some areas in isolated form. Jacksonville, St. Augustine, you're talking about Tybee Island, Wrightsville Beach, Myrtle Beach, all could have some isolated severe storms on Thursday. Friday, best chance for severe weather is up here in Nebraska, parts of South Dakota, Rapid City, and just run-of-the-mill thunderstorms for Knoxville and East Tennessee on Friday. So here's your futurecast. Why? Oh, why is it going to be so cool? Well, think about standing in the center of a carousel, because this low looks like it's now wanting to move between Asheville and Charlotte. So it puts us on the cool side of the front. We got rain coming in, cool air trying to drop down from the northeast, and you're like, this is nuts. Why is it so cool when it should be, might be, considered to be, 87 is the normal for this time of year. But this is going to be a well below normal day on the order of, we're talking about 71 degrees tomorrow. So it's going to be about 16 degrees below average. And this low works its way up toward west of Roanoke by 6 o'clock tomorrow night, and then works its way toward Ohio. And then we'll continue to see some improvement, but a 60% chance of rain on Friday. Well, it's 80% tomorrow. Again, this is just a broad macro view of how things are going to play out with some of the moving parts. But even Saturday, I left a 20% chance for a shower. So here's your forecast for the next 12 hours. We're going to go down to about 60 degrees, which is 7 degrees below average. But we'll ease back down there, and patches of fog may be greeting you in the morning. Tonight, we're down to 60. Clouds, patches of fog, showers and storms, winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, down to 57 Wartburg, 58 La Follette, Middlesboro, 59 in Morristown. Tomorrow, I'm expecting a high of only 71. Now that seems like that's a crime against humanity when a normal high is 87 on the second day of summer. I get it, but with mainly gray skies, cool conditions, and winds barely moving 3 to 8 miles per hour, it is what we get. 71 in Morristown. Look at the upper 60s. Wartburg only 67. 68 for Oneida. You're going, oh man. Even Oak Ridge may struggle to hit 70, where it might be a little bit warmer by a few degrees. In Newport at 72, but only 68 Crossville and Jamestown over the next 24 hours. So we'll watch that closely as we look ahead to the Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. 71 tomorrow, 77 on Friday. Now we're talking near 90. How could that be? With a wet ground, we'll probably be in the upper 80s. On Sunday, I think that's conservative, but hazy sun. I don't have rain in the forecast, but depending on the movement of this Monday feature, comes in from the west, 20% chance may need to be added to Sunday, but right now I kept it dry. 85 Monday, 85 Tuesday, and a nicer day, 84 on Wednesday. So there's a lot to take in, I grant you. But it is the ebb and flow that is our weather pattern. By the way, keep track of it all using the Captain Accurate Weather app. If you didn't know about this, it's awesome. It's with Pete Michaels Traffic. You get local traffic reports just from the click of a button on the app. It's free. Just search the two words Captain Accurate at the App Store and Google Play. You get all the National Weather Service alerts, plus 3 extra alerts, plus lightning alerts. Oh my, and yes, it does work while you're watching Netflix and Hulu and all the rest. So that's what's important. Have the app for a safety issue, especially since tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings or flash flood warnings, they don't come crawling on the screen on Netflix. I understand that. Anyway, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.